Okay, I'm going to start with my table of contents. So today will be 926. We are going to go over simplifying numerical expressions. So simplify numerical expressions. This is going to be in the notes section. And I'm on page 8, whatever page you're on. So if I flip to my notes section, and I'm going to move that just like this. So to begin, I want to, again, title it, We Are Simplifying So simplify numerical expressions. Should have wrote a little smaller. Numerical expressions. So I want to start with, real quick, the order of operations or PEMDAS, so that we are making sure that we have that part right. So if you will please go to, okay, so we are going to put on the top here, order of operations. So that is what we use to simplify numerical expressions. So right up top for me, order of operations. Okay. I want you to start by making me a box here in the middle. And I want you to put a P in that box. And in that box, you are going to write the word parentheses. So I'm going to go to a pencil right there. So I have room. Parentheses. And then take and make some parentheses around that P so you remember what those look like. Also to the side here, make me some brackets and then some cool little parentheses that look like this. Those are all parentheses, okay? All right, go down one and make me another square, about the same size. So I had about 4 boxes. And here I want you to put an E. And then up beside that E, I want you to put a little number sign. The exponent is a little number that sits up there. It could be a 2, a 3. That is an exponent. So I'm going to go back and write the word exponent right here. And an example of that would be like 2 to the 3rd power. And that means 2 times 2 times 2. So it's 3 2s. So you're multiplying that number by itself that many times. So I'm going to go down again, and I'm going to make myself 2 little boxes, but just like this. What do we think these are? Okay, we're going to put an M in this one and a D in this one. But then I'm going to also write L and then put an arrow all the way across over here to R. That's going to stand left to right. Okay, I'm going to write what the M stands for. Good, multiplication. And then division. And remember that multiplication, I could have an X, a dot, or a number or letter beside a set of parentheses. That means A times B. We'll get there. Over here, division could be like that, or even a fraction, because that line means to divide. Okay. Move down a little bit more, make myself 2 more boxes. And I'm going to put an A in this one and an S in this one. And I'm going to do that same thing where I'm going to write an L and an arrow all the way across over here to R, because it goes left to right, whichever comes first, left to right. So over here, I know that an addition sign is here and a subtraction sign is here. And then inside of this, I want to write what the A stands for, which is addition. And then the S stands for subtraction. Or subtraction. Okay, very good. All right, so after you finish that, I'm going to go over to a clean page. And then this is where I need the baggie that is on my desk and the problems that are in it. So you're just going to get those out and make sure you're going in the same order that I'm going in. Again, we are not gluing before we write on them, okay? So if you will start for me with the one that says 45. So what I want to do is I left you room on each of these scrolls, that's what that's called, to write PEMDAS down it. So PEMDAS. Okay, remember that these go whichever comes first, left to right, whichever comes first, left to right. So first I need to look to see if there are any parentheses. There are 5 times 1. So I'm going to put a check mark there, and I'm going to work that out. 5 times 1 equals 5. And then I'm going to drop everything else down. 45 divided by 5, and then the subtraction sign there. Those parentheses went away because I am done with the parentheses. There are no exponents. You'll know those in 6th grade, but we don't have them in 5th grade. So then I have multiplication or divide, whichever comes first, left to right. So I have to figure out this division before I go to that addition and subtraction. So 45 divided by 5 equals 9, and then I bring everything else down. So I divided. There is no more multiplication or division. Addition and subtraction, whichever comes first, left to right. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Okay, so I'm done. So do you see how this makes a V? This is how you know you're done, when you're down to one answer right there. Very good. So put that to the side, and in a little bit, we will glue these into our journal as we did them. So I'm just going to put that one first down on the other side of the paper. I'm going to go to this one. It starts with a 35. I'm going to do the same thing. PM. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And again, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction, whichever comes first, left to right. So I have a parentheses here and a parentheses here. It's left to right. So 35 minus 5 is going to give me 30. I'm going to bring everything else down. I can only do one step at a time. So I can't do both parentheses. I do one step at a time. Well, I did the parentheses, but there's another set. So now I have to do 2 plus 3, which is 5. And then I bring everything else down one step at a time. Well, there are no exponents. Multiplication and division, whichever comes first, left to right in the problem. So I'm not going to multiply before I divide, because division is first in the problem, left to right. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. I bring everything else down. And 6 times 2 is 12. And I put a box around my answer. What might help you is, as you work them, to underline what section you're working, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So I did my multiplication division, I did my addition and subtraction. Okay, flip that over. Put up this one, 100. Make sure you're starting with 100. I'm going to write PEMDAS on the side. There are parentheses, so I'm going to underline the parentheses. That's my first step. 2 times 3 is 6, and I bring everything else down to the new line. Then I check it off. There are no exponents in 5th grade. You will have them in 6th grade. Multiplication and division, whichever comes first, left to right. So right here I have division, so I'm going to underline that, so I know that's what I'm doing. 100 divided by 10 would give me 10. So I'm going to write 10. and then bring everything else down. So I'm done with my multiplication and division, addition and subtraction, whichever comes first, left or right. So 10 minus 6 leaves me 4. I'm going to box my answer. Okay, so that's my last part that I did there. Very good. I have another scroll, so I'm going to write PEMDAS. Okay, remember that it's multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So here I have some parentheses and brackets. I've got to do the inside before I move on. So I'm going to go to this 15 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. I bring everything else down. So those brackets, 6 minus 3, brackets, I can drop the parentheses because I already worked them, times 13. Okay, so I'm still not done with parentheses because remember, brackets are just like parentheses. So 6 minus 3 is 3. So I'm doing this right here. And then bring the times down, bring the 13 or the multiplication sign and the 13. So there's no exponents. I have multiplication or division, whichever comes first, left or right. So I'm going to work this multiplication. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 1 is 3. So my answer is 39. Very good. Okay, again, I'm underlining each step that I'm doing so that I know where I'm at. So I did my multiplication right there. And I had addition and subtraction, but it was inside parentheses. Okay, your last scroll looks like this. So I'm going to write PEMDAS. So parentheses, left to right. So 10 plus 2 is 12. Bring everything else down. Remember, I can only work one parentheses at a time. So then I've got to work this parentheses. So I worked this right here. 21 minus 20 would give me 1. Bring everything else down. So I'm done with my parentheses. Multiplication, division, I don't have any. So addition or subtraction. So 12 plus 1 is 13. And I put a box around my answer. Okay, at this point, you are going to glue these into your math log just in the order we just did them. So the 45, the 35, then you would have your 100, then your the 6th one, and then you may even need to turn the page and glue down the other one. Okay, no big deal. We have plenty of paper. So you're going to glue those into your math log, and then the last one would be that 10 one, may need to go on the back page. Okay, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to only work one problem of these that you're going to watch today. So one word problem. It says, the books in an unusual library are labeled with numerical expressions. Okay, remember expressions have no equal sign. Katrina needs to find the book with the numerical expression that has a value of 12. Which one should she choose? So you're going to look at your answer choices and solve them using PEMDAS and find the one that equals 12. So I'm going to start right here with this one. So I'm going to write it just like it reads. So if I'm ripping this, it says, which equals 12? Which expression equals 12? The important information is it has to equal 12. I'm going to use PEMDAS to solve this. And then my solutions are going to be over here because I need a lot of room, okay? So I have 6 plus 26 parentheses minus 4 times 5. Going left to right. So I'm going to write PEMDAS up here. So 6 plus 26. Well, 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry that one, so that's going to give me 32. Minus, bring down everything else. Only work one thing at a time. 4 times the 5. Okay, I still have parentheses, so I'm not done with that. So 4 times 5 is 20. So I have 32 minus 20 gives me, yes, it will give me 12. But I think that this might be my answer, so I'm going to put a maybe by it. I am not going to choose that before checking the other ones. Okay, so this one was A. I'm going to come over here and check B. So 2 times the parentheses 5 minus 7. So using PEMDAS, parentheses 15 minus the 7. Count up if I don't know that. Okay, so I have 8. Drop everything else down. Now I have multiplication. Remember, this is multiplication division, whichever comes first, left to right, and then addition and subtraction. 2 times 8 is 16. Well, that doesn't equal 12, so I know B is not it. Mark it off. I'm going to check out C. 10 plus the 8 minus 36 divided by 9. Well, I've got to follow PEMDAS. There are no parentheses. There are no exponents. So I can mark those off. Multiplication, division, whichever comes first, left to right. So 36 divided by 9 is going to give me 4. Bring everything else down. So you just solved this right here. Okay, that's how I know to bring down that subtraction. So now I have addition and subtraction. It's whichever comes first in the problem, left to right. So I'm going to add this. 10 plus 8 is 18. Bring down the 4. And 18 minus 4 is going to give me 14, not 12. So I know C is not my answer. And then let me come right here and check D. I have parentheses 25 minus 4 divided by 7. So 25 minus 4 is 21 divided by 7. So I did the parentheses first. Now I need to do the division. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So this cannot be my answer. So my answer is definitely A. Very good. All right. You will move to your try it paper that is in your bucket.